It's not the way you smile that touched my heart. It's not the way you kiss that tears me apart. Oh, many, many, many nights go by. I sit alone at home and I cry over you. What can I do? Can't help myself. 'Cause baby, it's you. Sha la 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 la. Baby, it's you. Sha la 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 la. Sha la 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 la. You should hear what they say about you. Cheat, cheat. Sha la 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 la. They say you never, 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 ever been true. Cheat, cheat. Oh, it doesn't matter what they say. I know I'm gonna love you any old way. What can I do? And it's true. I don't want nobody, nobody. 'Cause baby, it's you. La 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 la. Baby, it's you. La 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 la. Oh, it doesn't matter what they say. I know I'm gonna love you any old way. What can I do when it's true? I don't want nobody, nobody. 'Cause baby, it's you. La 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 la. Baby, it's you. La 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 la. Don't leave me all alone.
All right. Hey everybody, Ryan here. Just loving this music. I love the Beatles. I love these tunes. I love the sounds. I love the compositions. Beautiful drumming too. Beautiful drum part. So much fun. I picked a simpler tune this week because it's been a crazy 2 weeks. I just haven't had a ton of time to devote to transcribing crazy stuff. I've been listening to some other tunes and just thought like that's there's so much that goes into that. I just needed something simpler. So simple, but also, I mean, very deep, very profound, very impactful. I think there's a few notable things to call out about Ringo's drum performance here. First, I think is just his choices of what to do and when. No crashes, no toms, uh, there's no open hi-hats. It's just it's really minimalistic. There's that one part during the solo where he starts playing like a four and with his snare drum during that 8 bars, and that's it. That's the only change. So that's classic Ringo,
And we were just all boogieing away.
just doing exactly what the song needs, letting there be tons of space for the vocals and the cool guitar stuff for the solo and all that. So yeah, a real lesson in like how to compose drum parts that are wonderful for the music, for the whole end result. I think it's also worth noting how good the groove is. And I want to specifically say the groove between the drums and the bass is really good. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes the bass is a little loose, and I think the other three members of the band are relying on Ringo a lot to be that rhythmic anchor, which is fine. In this one, though, um, the bass and the drums are really locked in. They're really together, and it's a really good feel. And I think that can get kind of passed over when you just listen casually or think about this music casually. How good they were at that. How much Ringo and Paul are like on the same wavelength. They're like thinking with one mind and they feel with one heart. Like it's just so good. It's so together. And that really can get missed but it's so important for having music that feels good. And it's so important to the other players in the band to be able to play their best or sing their best or do whatever they're doing their best. So it can be, yeah, really overlooked and easy to miss, and it can be easy to not appreciate it, but it really is very, very good. If you take some time to listen to just the drum groove, maybe I'll put up like just a drums and bass track on this one so you can just hear how good that is and just appreciate how, yeah, the groove and the feel. Now, Paul plays a rhythm really similar to what Ringo's doing, but he adds an extra note at the end of the bar, so he has boom, doom, do, do, doom, doom, do, do, doom, which for most drummers, I think we would be tempted to add in that extra bass drum note at the end, like this. At least some of the time. I know I just knowing myself, I would do that.
How am I not myself?
How am I not myself?
How am I not myself?
I would have such a hard time restraining for myself from ever doing that because it seems to fit so well. And it's fun. but that's kind of the problem, is that I would do it kind of selfishly. Like, yeah, this is for me. Which maybe isn't that bad, but maybe that's even good. But it's just amazing how Ringo doesn't do it. He never gives into that. Nothing he's doing is just for him. It's all for the group, the overall whole. So just, yeah, way to go, Ringo. That's awesome. It's also noteworthy, I think, that there's several starts and stops, right? There's a whole empty chasm of space for John's vocal. And that's difficult to do when you're trying to groove. It's a lot easier to have a string of notes going and then just kind of keep it going than it is to get the groove and then stop the groove and then start the groove again and stop the groove and then start the again and stop. That's a lot more difficult to do. Anytime you have more space in the music, at least in my opinion, and I know several people who would agree with me, having that space and letting that space be there is a more difficult thing to do conceptually. It doesn't take the chops, but the internal metronome, the internal groove, the feeling you have, even just like not losing your train of thought, that's all more difficult with the space. So in this one, it's cool that you can hear those spaces and the groove it's just smooth as butter. It just goes on and it's so smooth. It's just wonderful. I love it. Now, one hard thing with this was the timekeeping, because when I listen really closely to the timekeeping, I can't hear in Ringo's hi-hat any like unevenness of the notes, which you can hear on a lot of the tunes where they're kind of rocking a lot louder. You can really hear some sloppiness, intentional sloppiness, some swinginess, and that lends it such a cool flavor. In this one, I don't hear that at all. I hear really even metronomic, just like perfect evenness of notes. So I debated, do I, play like this? Do I just go like this? Just to try to get super even. And I thought too, do I play on the face of the hi-hat here, like I just did, or do I play on the edge? In the end, at this tempo, with the tune that has this feel and with this specific beat, like this bass drum part is syncopated. With all of those things, I have a really hard time imagining Ringo doing any of those like really straightforward techniques. I just see him kind of falling back into what's comfortable for him and what he always does. So I think he's doing his usual swishing motion, and I decided to play it on the edge of the hats. And it was a point of emphasis to make sure that I was playing all of them as similarly and even as possible. And that's so important for the groove, in my opinion. Your bass drum note, like the volume you get, the quality of the sound, the tone you get, every note you want to be as consistent as possible when you're just setting up a groove like this. Same thing with the snare drum, trying to make every note as similar and consistent as possible. So consistency of sound in all my different, instruments here to try to make one cohesive sound. That's to me what this tune's all about. So I did my best. I hope you like my version of it. I love how this part is just so perfect for the tune. The music is just so beautiful. It's so wonderful. And it's so fun to feel like I'm in the band, to hear John's vocal. It's a special thing to hear, especially for John and George who have passed on. It's just special to hear them playing music and to feel like I can connect with them. whatever that means, I guess. But it feels special to me anyways. So I love it. I hope you like my version. To anybody who's donated, thank you so much. A huge, huge thank you. That is very much appreciated. Anybody who would like to donate to this cause, there's a link in the video description and in the channel description. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one.